If you walk through Caesar's Palace today, it still looks incredible. The fountains, the chandeliers, the energy. But talk to anyone working there and you'll hear a different story. Rooms that used to book months out are sitting empty midweek. Service teams are thinner, hours are shorter, and you can feel the pressure in every department. Even guests are noticing. TripAdvisor and Reddit threads are full of complaints about chaotic check-ins, slow drink service, and prices that make no sense. According to UNLV's latest tourism data, Vegas visitation is down roughly 6% year over year, and Caesar's own filings show lower occupancy across its strip resorts. For a company this size, that's not just a slow season, that's a red flag. Caesar's is sitting on over $12 billion in debt as of 2025. That debt didn't come from bad luck. It came from expansion. Over the last decade, Caesars merged, acquired, restructured, and refinanced itself to death trying to keep up with MGM and Wynn. When the good times roll, that kind of leverage looks smart. But when visitor numbers dip and interest rates climb, that same leverage turns toxic. Every percentage point rise in borrowing costs eats millions out of their profits. And instead of investing in guest experience, they're using cash flow to service debt. You can't keep the lights bright when the bills keep getting bigger. Vegas used to make you feel like a high roller, even if you weren't. Now it just makes you feel robbed. Caesar's properties are ground zero for resort fees, parking fees, early check-in fees, amenity fees, even urban destination surcharges. A $199 room turns into $320 after taxes and fees before you've even ordered breakfast. In the 1990s, Caesar's was the gold standard of comps and loyalty. Today, you swipe your loyalty card, spend $1,000, and maybe get a $15 dining credit. That's not luxury, that's gouging with good branding, and guests are catching on. Online sentiment is at its lowest in years. People aren't angry because Vegas is expensive, they're angry because it no longer feels worth it. It used to be that you could feel the heartbeat of Caesars in its casino. The tables were packed, dealers laughing, dice rolling, people cheering. Now, you can walk through on a Friday night and hear your own footsteps. Why? Because minimums are up, payouts are down, and the energy is gone. Caesars was one of the first to roll out the 6-5 blackjack payout, cutting player odds dramatically. They also pushed more automated tables and video games to save on labor, and killed the social vibe in the process. The result is a quieter, colder, less human casino. And when the fun goes away, so does the money. Corporate Vegas calls it efficiency. Employees report being stretched thinner than ever. Cocktail servers are covering double the tables, dealers are pulling 12-hour shifts, and housekeepers are cleaning more rooms with fewer breaks. Meanwhile, executive bonuses are up. When management cuts the human element to save a few dollars, the guest experience collapses, and that's exactly what's happening. What once felt like 5-star hospitality now feels like checking into a crowded airport. For decades, Caesar's was synonymous with prestige. If you said you were staying at Caesar's Palace, people assumed you'd made it. But lately, that reputation is slipping. The hotel is aging, parts of the property are over 50 years old, and despite countless renovations, guests notice the cracks, peeling paint, flickering lights, malfunctioning elevators, the kind of small details that scream neglect. Meanwhile, competition like Resorts World and Fontainebleau look futuristic by comparison. When a brand built on image starts losing that image, it's hard to recover. Caesars Entertainment isn't just one hotel, it's a collection of 50 properties across the US. But in trying to be everywhere, it lost what made it special anywhere. Caesars used to have personality, grand, over over-the-top Roman excess. Now, the company's properties blur together. Same branding, same rewards app, same overpriced drinks. Whether you're at Flamingo, Paris, or Planet Hollywood, it all feels copy-pasted. That sameness kills magic. Vegas thrives on identity, not uniformity, and in chasing efficiency, Caesars stripped out the one thing guests actually remember: character. Caesars employees once prided themselves on being part of something iconic. Now, morale is at rock bottom. Recent union activity on the Strip has exposed tension between corporate management and the people keeping these resorts alive. Wages are stagnant, workloads up, benefits trimmed. Even the dealers, the face of the casino, are leaving for smaller, better-run properties off-strip. When the people who built your reputation stop believing in it, that's not just a labor issue, that's an identity crisis. While Caesars is busy managing debt and cutting corners, MGM and Wynn are investing in the future. MGM is pouring money into digital integration and international expansion. Wynn is leaning hard into luxury service and repeat high-end clientele. Caesars, meanwhile, is spread thin. They try to chase everyone: budget travelers, high rollers, convention guests, and ended up serving no one particularly well. If you want affordable fun, you go downtown. If you want true luxury, you go Wynn. If you want spectacle, you go Resorts World or Sphere. Caesars has become the middle ground, and in Vegas, that's the worst place to be. At its peak, Caesars was the model every casino tried to copy. Now, it's the cautionary tale they all whisper about. Stock performance has lagged competitors for most of 2024 and 2025. Wall Street analysts have downgraded expectations amid higher costs, softer demand, and reduced gaming margins. Locals who once saw Caesars as the crown jewel now joke it's the Roman ruins. It's not dead, not yet, but it's definitely bleeding. Caesars can recover, but it has to stop pretending everything's fine. It needs to reinvest in people, not just branding. Bring back the comps, restore the service, cut the junk fees that make guests feel conned, and most importantly, give every property its own soul again. Vegas is built on emotion, the thrill, the chance, the connection. Caesars has the history, the name, and the real estate to bring that back, but it has to choose too. At this point, the biggest gamble in Las Vegas isn't happening at the tables, it's happening in the boardroom. If Caesars keeps chasing short-term profits over long-term loyalty, it'll lose both. The house always wins, right? Not if the house forgets why people showed up in the first place. Caesars once defined what Vegas meant: risk, reward, excess, fun. Now it's become a symbol of what happens when you trade passion for profit. And unless something changes fast, the empire that built Vegas might be the next to crumble under its own weight.